We're never meant to live this distracted.
When we change how we use what controls us, we change what grows within us. Growth begins with awareness.
Mind, body, spirit, wealth, clarity, transformation.
Best guys in the world, and I compete against the best guys in the world, and now I'm gonna beat the best guys in the world, and that's just how I see it. It's a pleasure to be out here in Germany. It's my first time here, so I just want to say thank you guys for the hospitality right off rip. And to get things started, my name is Zion Clark.
So Zion Clark, Volta Walker, 2-5s on the clock, a sudden death, or sorry, a third deciding round if they need them.
I also go by Big Z. I'm a three-time Guinness World Record holder. I don't know how I forgot that. But I'm a three-time Guinness World Record holder. On top of that, All-American wrestler from Kent State University. Guys today and tell you about my life, and hopefully you guys are motivated and ready to get after it when I'm done. How's that sound? So, as you see, I'm from Massillon, Ohio. It's a small little city. I grew up the first 17 years of my life in the foster care system, and I was raised with no mother and no father, bouncing around about 9, 10 different homes throughout my entire life from the time I was born to the time I was 17. And during those times, I had dealt with a lot of abuse, a lot of suffering, a lot of hardships, a lot of trials, and a lot of tribulations. But here's the thing. The man standing before you right now is the product of those hard times. And those hard times can teach us a lot of different lessons. So just to get things started, first thing I want to talk about is what it means to fail. In my life, let's start with my athletic career. In my life, as an athlete, I started wrestling when I was a little kid, little boy. And I lost over 200 consecutive times before I won a single wrestling match, before I won anything. And it was difficult. But here's the thing. I had a group of people around me that really supported my endeavors and really supported what I believed in to grow and to excel further to where I wanted to be at. And the number one thing that my coaches and my peers taught me was how to fail, how to fall. And surprise or not, those give you some of the toughest and most valuable lessons that you can have. Losing 200 times isn't fun, let me tell you that. It's mentally taxing. It's extremely hard to overcome if you're not somebody that has an ironclad belief system. My coach always told me, he said, Z, get back up. Z, get back up. Z, get back up. I'm not letting you slack off. Get back up. And he would always come up to me. I would get back up time and time again, and I would lose time and time again. And he would tell me, you're not winning right now. You're not losing either. You're learning. I didn't have a mother, didn't have a father, didn't have siblings, didn't have a roof over my head. Most times I didn't have food, didn't have clean clothes, didn't have clean water. And it made trying to achieve what I wanted to do very hard. And the only thing that kept me going was the fact that I was extremely stubborn. And we got to be stubborn. Sometimes we have to just give the finger to the man and like keep pushing on and keep moving forward. And they'd asked her, they're like, this kid is about to be homeless. We don't know where to put him. What can you do? Are you willing to help? And she said she checked me out. And next thing you know, I have another roof over my head. Count this as number 10. Now, to me, it's just another place. At the moment, it's just another place. It's just another place where, okay, it might be temporary. Either way, when I turn 18, if I don't get adopted, I'm still going to be homeless. So with that being said, I had a really nasty attitude. Because of all the years of neglect, all the years of being pushed away and being thrown out like garbage, made my mindset like that. So now, fast forward a few months, something started to click. Now, don't get me wrong. It wasn't like overnight magic. It doesn't work like that. But my family really showed me that that was the place where I belonged. You know, when I would get in trouble, you know, I'd still get to eat food. That was a big thing for me. I'm always hungry. You know, they really, like, cared for me and showed me love and respect and would listen to me when I would actually have an issue instead of screaming or putting me out or a special group of people or some special soul searching to realize what your true potential is and what you can do with your life. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not going to explode overnight. It won't. You're probably going to suck a few times. It's probably going to be crappy, and you're probably going to fail. But here's the thing. If you're truly passionate about it, you'll get what's yours. Do you guys agree? And what I've realized is, why just stop there? Sometimes you can have multiple passions in multiple ways. As entrepreneurs, you guys like multiple revenues, right? Exactly. So with that same mindset, I started to see I could do a lot more things than just be a speaker, just be an athlete. When it comes to being an inspiration or being somebody that's influential, put your hand in every cookie jar, see what happens. Take chances on yourself. And that leads into my third point. Step into the unknown. You know, when you put yourself in a position that makes you uncomfortable, one of two things are going to happen. You're going to freeze up, you might bomb it, or two, you still freeze up and you might bomb it. My thing as a speaker, I wasn't great. I used to stutter. I used to say the word like a lot. And people told me about myself constantly. But here's the thing. You start putting yourself in different situations. One, your experience goes up. You know, traveling to another country, you come back wiser. You come back more informative. You come back with more knowledge. So that when you go back to your workplace, you can still continue to bring value to yourself and to the people around you. And I'm not saying like, all right, everybody hop on a plane, we're all going to Paris. But within your own capabilities, step outside your comfort zone and get uncomfortable on purpose. Because I fight with one of the most elite Bellator teams on the planet in Long Beach, California. I would call those guys my brothers at this point. And it was uncomfortable being in there. You know, I'm coming in as this top wrestler from Kent State University. All this stuff got to my head. I'm thinking like, okay, I want to try something new. I'm going to try to expand my martial skills. And I remember, first day I walked in there, I don't know if you guys know who Kimbo Slice is or not, but if you do, I'm like best friends with his son, Kevin Ferguson, II. We call him Baby Slice. I met him 5 years ago, and he punched me right in the mouth and almost passed out. And it made me uncomfortable. But here's the thing. In those times of high stress, in those times of uncomfortability, stand back up. Stand back up and smile with pride just because that you're actually there taking a chance on yourself. Most people don't even take the chance to stand up and get up off the couch and put themselves in a situation where either you're going to make it or you might fail. Be comfortable for yourself. Uncomfortability can be your greatest ally to push you to where you want to be at. Starts with good stability. It starts with learning how to fail, learning how to fall. And it ends with being uncomfortable to make yourself comfortable. As entrepreneurs, anytime you guys step into a new deal, you can only predict so much of what's going to happen. Because I'm a businessman myself, I'm not gonna lie. I like it, I find it interesting. When you step into a new deal or you build something new, you can only predict so much, but at the end of the day, you're still stepping into the unknown. And then that's where your team comes into play. That's where your stability comes into play. That's when, with your team and your network that you build, when you take a loss, they all take a loss, but at the same time, you guys all stand back up. You have to be honest with yourself and honest with the people around you. Sometimes it's all about just taking that first step. And that's what I believe in. And I just wanted to say, don't be scared to step out there. If you're not scared to do something, then you probably shouldn't be doing it, in my opinion. Everything I do makes me nervous. I'm nervous right now. But that's what makes us into the people who we are. We have to make ourselves uncomfortable. It's okay to be nervous. It's okay to be unsure of what's going to happen in your life. But that's the best thing about living the human experience. Like, I'm no different from you or you out here in the crowd. I'm just some guy who has a message and who has a purpose to go inspire everybody, not to think like-minded, but to think the best way for yourselves. You guys, I don't want you guys thinking like I do. I want you guys to think like the way you do to bring out your biggest potential. And in closing, I just wanted to say, I am deeply honored to be out here to share my experiences. If I can come from the trenches to a stage this big,